In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a cost calculator in WordPress, and I'll specifically show you how to create a cost calculator using Forminator. And this is exactly what we'll achieve by the end of this tutorial. I'm going to demonstrate this using a social media agency business. With this tutorial I'll be showing you in this video, you'll be able to create any cost calculator for any kind of business. So if I come over here and choose a package, starter, you see the price, business, you see the price, and then premium, you see the price. For this demonstration, I choose business. Now if I choose any of these platforms, the cost will be applied accordingly. So if I choose Facebook, you see the cost is applied. If I select YouTube, TikTok, or Twitter, with this your users will be able to choose more than one platform. Maybe they need additional blog posts to be written for them. They can also go ahead and choose the number of words they want. If I choose 600 words, you see it is applied. 1000 words is applied. For this demonstration, I select 1500 words and it's applied accordingly. I'll go ahead and enter in my name. Then I select my email. I go ahead and click on submit message. And the message is submitted. Perfect. So with the details being submitted, as a website owner, I'll be able to get in touch with the client so that we take it from there. So if you want to be able to create a cost calculator just like this one or something bigger than this video is for you. To get started, I'm going to go ahead and install a plugin. And to do that, I go over to the back end of my website. Then I go over to plugins, click on add new plugin. Under search plugins, I search for Forminator. I have the plugin right here, Forminator Forms, which you can use to create any kind of contact forms. I've already installed and activated the plugin. In your case, you just have to go ahead and click on the install now button, then you go ahead and activate it. Upon activating the plugin, the next thing I do is go over to Forminator right here, then I go ahead and click on Forms. From here, I go ahead and click on Create. Next, you can choose any template you want to use. For this demonstration, I'm going to use blank template. So I just hover on it, then I click on use template. I'll give it a name. I'll call it cost calculator. Then I click on create. And this is where I'll start inserting my fields for my cost calculator. From here, I click on insert fields. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a radio button. And the reason why I'm choosing a radio button is that I want my users to be able to select only one option. Going down, I click on insert fields. From here, the label, I give it package. You can enter in description if you want. For this, I'll leave it as empty. Next, I go over to options. And the first option is going to be starter, followed by business. And finally, I add another option. And I'm going to go ahead and call it premium. Awesome. Next, I go over to calculations and I'm going to go ahead and enable calculations. The first one, which is starter, is going to be 59. Next is business and it's going to be 99. And then the final one, which is premium, is going to be 199. All is set. I click on apply and the field is added. Next, I insert a new field and this time around I'm going to select checkbox. Going down, I click on insert fields. The label is going to be platform. Since I'm creating a cost calculator for a social media platform, the first option I have Facebook, followed by YouTube. Next, I add Instagram. I have TikTok. And finally, I have X or Twitter, whichever way you want to call it. Maybe I can say into brackets Twitter. Next, I go over to calculations. I enable calculations and each one of them is going to be $10 or whichever currency you'll be using. Awesome. I click on apply. Next, I insert the last field, which is going to be a radio button because I want my users to be able to select only one option. Going down, I click on insert fields and the label is going to be blog post. The first option is going to be 600 words. Second option will be 1000 words. Next, I add in an option for 1500 words. And finally, I add an option for 2000 words. Going up, I click on calculations tab. I enable calculations. 600 words will be $29. 1000 words will be $39. 1005 will be $49, and then 2000 will be $59. All is set. I click on apply. Now if I publish my work, you see that I have the code right here. We can copy it, or I will show you how you can copy it later. Don't worry about that. Let's take a look by previewing it. This is how our form will look like. So if users select starter or business or premium, you see that we don't have any calculations going on. If they add more platforms, there's no calculation. If they choose blog posts, no calculation. So let's see how we can perform some calculations on them. I exit from here. The next thing I do is insert a field, and I'm going to go ahead and insert calculations field. Going down, I click on insert fields. The label, I can call it total. Next, I go over to settings. Under formatting, I want to call it total cost. If there's a suffix you want to add, you can add it in here. Maybe you can put in your currency sign right here. Next, I go over to calculations. From the calculation formula, I click on add form fields. And the first one I have is package. So I select it, and you see that I have radio button 1, and it is in these curly brackets. Next, I make sure I have my insertion point right here. Then I go ahead and click on plus. I go back to add form fields, then I choose platform. And the reason is that whatever platform the user will be selecting will be added to the package. The insertion point is at the end. I click on plus, then I go back to add form fields, then I go ahead and choose the last one, which is blog post. So I have the package plus the platform plus the blog post, and you see the formula preview down here. Awesome. All is set. I click on apply, then I go ahead and update. Now if I click on preview, this is how it will look like. So if I select starter, you see the price is there. If I select business, you see the price change, premium, in that order. So now we have our cost calculator being designed. Let's see how we can add it to our page. So to add this to my page, I go to this gear icon right here. Then I go ahead and click on copy shortcode. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and add a new page. I hover on pages, then I click on add new page. I'll just open it in a new tab. I'll call it cost calculator. I can actually add the cost calculator blog by clicking on add blog. Under search, I search for Forminator, and see that I have form here, and it's having the Forminator icon. I just click on it, drop down the arrow here, then I choose cost calculator. And the reason why I have to choose is that I have more than one form here. In your case, if you have only one form, it will just populate for you, and this is how it will appear. If I publish the page, then I go ahead and view it. This is how it will look like. So this is how you can embed your form in Gutenberg. Now let me show you how you can embed your form using Elementor. I exit out of here, and I'll go ahead and take off the widgets or the field. I save the page again, then I click on edit with Elementor on top right here. Inside the Elementor builder, I go ahead and add in a new container like this. Then I go over to elements. I search for shortcode. Remember, I still have my shortcode copied to my clipboard. I drag it in here, and I go ahead and paste in the shortcode. I click on update. It is updated. Let's take a look by previewing the changes, and this is how it will look like. Now don't worry about the display of the text. You see that my background is brownish, but my text is black, so it doesn't appear very well. Now looking at the arrangement, it is set to vertical. What if you want it to be horizontally displayed? Let's go back to the form. From here, what I want to do is go ahead and grab this field. Then I move it to the very end like this, drop it, and I do the same thing to this one, to the end, drop, so that everything will be in line like this. Go to total, then I click on edit fields. I want to add a $sign to the total so that people will know the currency I'm dealing with, like this. I click on apply. Now if I update, Then I go back to the page and refresh, and this is how it will look like. Isn't this cool? Now I want to go ahead and change my background color so that my text will appear well. So I go back to Elementor. Right here I select the container, then I go over to style. Under background type I choose classic. I can just go ahead and choose maybe white, then I go ahead and update. Maybe the titles, I want them to be in caps so that they will stand well, so I can change it from here and just click on edit field, then I go ahead and change it to capital letters like this. I apply, I do the same thing here. Update. Now if I go over to my form and refresh, this is how it will look like. So if the user selects starter, the cost is applied. For business, it is applied. Premium, it is applied. As a website owner, I wouldn't be able to get any information from the client. So what I do is go ahead and add in a field where I can capture the user's phone number or email, or you can decide to enter both. For this demonstration, I'll add only email. So I go ahead and add new field. Maybe first of all, I'll get the name of the user. Then I click on insert field. The label, I'll just leave it as name, maybe placeholder. I take it off. And the settings is going to be a required field. Then I go ahead and click on apply. Finally, I insert a field for email. I select it, insert. Maybe I'll take off the placeholder and the settings is going to be required. Then I go ahead and click on apply. I update. Now if I go ahead and refresh the page, from here the user can go ahead and enter in their names and then email so that I'll be able to get back to them upon submitting the form. Now if I select business, then I go ahead and choose the platforms I want like this. Then I choose my blog post, which is not really mandatory, and the total cost is this. I enter in my name, then I go ahead and enter in my email. Then I go ahead and click on send message. And the message is submitting. Thank you for contacting us. We'll be in touch with you shortly. And that's it on how you can create a cost calculator and users will be able to submit it. Then you go ahead and get in touch with them to fulfill their orders. With Forminator, you are not only limited to creating one-step cost calculator or form. You can also use it to create a cost calculator like this, as I have on my website. You see that on top right here, I have website type, content, and then extra models. If users select a website type, maybe a business website, see that the cost is calculated. If they choose the design complexity, be it pre-made template, premium theme, or custom design, the cost will be applied accordingly. Maybe a pre-made template is still the same, there's no cost attached to it. Premium template, there's no cost attached there. However, how I made it here will depend upon the kind of premium theme you are looking for. If I'm going to buy the theme, there will be a cost attached, and that's why I stated here that estimated cost. If it's going to be a custom design, a fee will be applied. Then I click on next. From here, the user can choose the number of pages they want. They can also choose number of blog posts they want on their website if they are going to be adding blog posts. If they don't need any blog posts, they can just go ahead and choose none. If they need some number of blog posts, they can choose accordingly. And you see that the price is applied right here. I click on next. And from here, I have extra models where if they need a logo design for them, I can do that. If they need a contact form on the website, I add it up, image gallery, booking system, and what have you. From here, they can enter in their name, email, and phone. They can go ahead and describe their project, then click on submit request. So if you are running a web design agency and you want me to create a cost calculator just like this one, let me know in the comment section below and I will go ahead and do that for you. In the meantime, stick around to watch another Forminator tutorial from the channel. Keep watching and I'll see you in that video.